Welcome to That Stuff in My Car Wash channel. Today's video is about how to repair this door panel on a 2003 Mini Cooper. This is a common problem among these cars over the years. After you close the door thousands of times, or a person just, sitting on the passenger side or driver's side for that matter, and holding the door panel like that, the paint that this panel is coated with eventually will flake off, and it's going to start looking all discolored and give the car a very bad appearance. The rest of the interior in this car is in excellent shape, very, very nice looking. So having this is definitely not going to cut it. So to repair this, I went to my local auto parts store and I found some silver paint that is as close as possible to this, and according to it, it will coat plastics and other surfaces, of course, because that's one of the main things. It has to be able to adhere to plastic, otherwise it's going to flake off even faster than what the original did. So this is what I'm talking about right there, about how the paint just flakes off. Right here too. This is in perfect shape, so I'm probably not going to mess with that, but I'm definitely going to paint this right there. Since I'm going to paint this part, I'm not going to be too concerned if it doesn't come out exactly like it. Even if it had two shades, by the time I'm done with this, if it ends up being different, I'm not going to worry too much, because this is a two-piece. It's pretty obvious that this is the outer shell and this is the inner part. So I could even get away painting this an entire different color and it would look kind of cool, because this edge right here is what breaks it apart. So I could choose to paint it even this color if I wanted to, or even black, so it would look like that. But I'm not going to go to that extreme. I'm just going to go ahead and do this and see how close this paint is to the real color. So with that said, let's get started. So first thing to do obviously is to set your door panel on a surface that you can work on. And prior to sanding it down or applying any paint, it's important to put masking tape on the stuff that you don't want to get paint on. So I already said that I'm only going to paint that, so I'm going to cover everything else. Alright, so I'm going to show you what areas I've masked so far. I cover this area with masking tape so I can sand this down and I don't ruin that. And I did the same thing here. I really didn't need anything there, just here. And I did the same thing over here on this side. This pad right here, I ended up covering it with electrical tape, because no matter what I cleaned it with, this tape just wouldn't stick to it whatsoever. And to take it off is kind of a pain, because it is held by, if you look in the mirror right there, you can see those very small Torx screws. There's 1, 2, 3. So 3 of them. And aside from those very small Torx screws, there's clips over here once they're removed. So because it's kind of hard to get to, I just taped it instead of trying to remove it. But you can do whatever. You can remove it. Now you know what it's being held by. So like I said, next step is to sand it down. I'm going to go ahead and sand it down using the 600 grit sandpaper to get rid of all this. And it should be very smooth to the touch. So I have the door panel sanded down and have all the areas that I don't want to get paint on covered with masking tape and newspaper. I already mentioned that I had to put electrical tape on this one because this tape wouldn't stick to it. So the next step is to clean it, and it's important not to use something too strong. Like, I'm not going to use paint thinner, because if I end up using that is too strong and it softens the paint that is left, then it's going to affect the outcome of the paint on the new one. So what I'm going to use a tack cloth to clean it with. If you don't have a tack cloth to clean it, you can just use a clean towel that doesn't leave lint all over the place, and that should be enough to clean it up. Okay, so the moment of truth, we're going to see how close this color is. The first thing is obviously to put a very light coat. To enable it to stick, because if you start putting it too thick right from the get-go, it's it's going to want to run and it's not going to want to stick. And I'm going to let it dry for a little bit. Then on the next coat, I'm going to go a little heavier. Alright, so I give it a chance to dry for a few minutes. Time to go a little heavier with the paint. Get a better coat, more even. So here's the problem I ran into. The cap is supposed to be silver paint of this Krylon, but the actual color is nowhere even close to being silver. It looks more like fake chrome than anything else. So even though I said earlier that I didn't mind a little bit of a change, fake chrome is really not what I want to do. So I went and bought this paint, which is supposed to be silver. This is ultra silver metallic. So I'm going to try this out. So this basically was a waste of money because personally I don't like fake chrome anyways. And like I said, it was supposed to be silver, so it was a total waste. Alright, this looks more like silver, not fake chrome. I was actually very upset when I saw that it was fake chrome and not silver. I don't live close to the store. When I have to make another run for no reason, it's irritating. So this is how it looks once all the tape has been removed. One of the things that I want to mention, if you want this to be as glossy and shiny as this, you can buy clear paint to go over it and it'll be as shiny as this is. In my case, I'm going to leave it because it's going to break it a little bit, but if you want yours to look as close as possible to the original, then just like I said, paint it with clear and it'll be nice and glossy like this. So there you have it. Now you know how to repair this damage on the handle on the door panel on a 2003 Mini Cooper or another year that has the same kind of door panel. Thanks for watching today's video. See you next time.